Hi, it's Steve from PartSelect. Today we're going to show you how to change the evaporator fan motor on your refrigerator. And it's a really easy job. All you're going to need is a 1/4-inch nut driver and maybe a pair of wire strippers. Let me show you how we do it. Now before we begin this repair, the first thing we'll need to do is to disconnect the power to the refrigerator. So pull it forward enough that you can remove the plug from the socket. And next you'll want to empty all of the items out of the freezer area. Now you may or may not need to remove the knob on your particular model. If in doubt, just pull it off. Then with our 1/4-inch nut driver, we'll remove the 2 screws that are up in the vents at the top here. We can tilt down that air diffuser and set that aside. At this point, it's a good idea to put a rag across that opening so that if you drop the screw, it does not go down inside the insulation between the freezer and the refrigerator. Next, we're going to remove these 2 1/4-inch screws. Now, lifting out on the bracket at the top right-hand side, just pull it clear of the opening and tilt the motor and bracket out of the opening at the back. Now, if your model is equipped with a quick disconnect wire harness, simply lift the locking tab and pull the harness off. If your model does not have that quick disconnect harness, you will at this point need to cut the wires as close to the motor as possible, and then we'll add some butt splices to the new motor and crimp them in place when we reinstall. Now that we have the motor assembly on a suitable work surface, we'll begin by removing the fan blade. So just grasp that and pull it off of the shaft, and we'll set that aside. Now the bracket on the face of that motor just clips into the rear bracket, so just push it, compress it slightly and push it sideways, and that should disengage it. There's just a couple little tabs that hook it into rectangular holes on the rear bracket. So we'll set that aside. Now at this point we can pull the motor out of the rear bracket, make sure that the rubber grommet stays with the rear bracket. And then we need to disengage the wire harness. It's got a couple locking tabs, just depress those and pull it out through the back. And that gives us access to the ground screw. Just a 1/4-inch hex head screw, so we'll remove that. Keep the screw and the bracket. Set the old motor aside. And we'll attach the new ground wire to the bracket. Now tighten that ground screw securely. Make sure that we have the wire orientated in the proper direction. Snap the wire harness into the bracket. Make sure both locking tabs engage. We can set the motor down into the rear bracket. Make sure it seats fully in that rubber bushing. And we'll slide the front bracket on. And make sure the tabs engage the rectangular holes on both sides. and that our front rubber grommet stays in position. Now that we have both brackets engaged, we'll put the slinger washer that came with the new motor, slide it over the shaft down to about 1/8 of an inch from that end bearing. We'll reinstall the fan blade, push that on until it bottoms out, and now we're ready to put the fan motor back into the refrigerator. Now if you had to cut the wire harness on your model, this would be the time where you will need to recrimp those connections. This particular one uses the quick connect harness, so we simply need to engage that and make sure that the locking tab snaps in place. And we're going to tuck the motor into the opening. Reinstall the 1/4 inch hex head screws. We can remove the cover from the opening down into the refrigerator. Set our diffuser back in place. And replace the 2/4 inch hex head screws at the top of the vent opening. And if you had to remove the knob for your model, this would be the time to replace that. Check for proper operation of that. Now we're ready to reconnect the power, and our repair is complete.
I told you it was an easy job. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your repair.